Three letters. One iconic group.
Hulk Hogan arrived. Hook. What is he doing? My God! Is he the third man?
He's the third man!
What the hell is going on here?
Hulk Hogan has betrayed WCW! He is the third man!
May 26, 1996.
You people, you know who I am. But you don't know why I'm here.
In that moment, professional wrestling shifted, not gradually, immediately. Weeks later, three letters would appear on screen. NWO. Black and white. Jagged. Unapologetic. The New World Order would become one of the most influential factions in wrestling history. But the story of that logo does not begin in a wrestling ring. It begins in one of the most powerful corporations in entertainment history, the Walt Disney Company.
The Disney MGM Studios theme park at Walt Disney World in Florida.
During the 1996 Olympic period, portions of WCW's post-production passed through Disney facilities. This is where designer Jenny Sloan enters the story. Sloan was a fine arts trained graphic designer working in early digital graphics. The first version she created was considered too clean. WCW wanted something a bit messier, something unstable, something that looked like it did not belong on television. So Sloan manually distressed the letters, breaking the edges and ruffling the forms until the image felt imperfect. Later she explained, they wanted it to look like it had been spray painted on a wall. Then she made one subtle decision. Instead of capital letters across the board, she spelled it differently. Lowercase n, capital W, lowercase o. There was no long-term branding strategy behind it. Sometimes instinct outperforms planning. To understand why the logo resonates, you have to look back at 1996.
Tap into the future. Experience the new WWF generation.
While WCW was developing the New World Order, the competition, the World Wrestling Federation, leaned heavily into bright, neon-saturated, cartoon-influenced aesthetics, carried over from the late 1980s boom. Logos were metallic, color-heavy, and larger than life. The NWO did the opposite. Black, white, negative space. It did not try to compete with the chaos. In fact, it rejected it. And culturally, the timing was precise. The mid-90s favored anti-heroes. Cynicism had replaced innocence. Audiences gravitated towards characters who felt unscripted, unpredictable, and real. Exclusive producer Eric Bischoff later admitted that the storyline itself was inspired by an invasion angle he observed in New Japan.
Eric Bischoff, for a lot of people don't give him the credit, he was very sharp and he had a lot of different ideas. And one idea that he brought was the NWO, which was basically a concept put out by New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was an inner working group within the company that was a rival group to everybody else in that company.
When Hogan spray painted the letters across championship belts, the graphics stopped being a design. It became performative, became identity. The black and white NWO shirts became one of the highest selling wrestling shirts of its era. It crossed beyond dedicated fans, even casual viewers recognized its intensity. It was simple, it was affordable to print, and was impossible to ignore. Jenny's slide did not receive merchandise royalties. The logo belonged to WCW, and for years many fans did not even know who created it. What began as a one-hour assessment inside a corporate production studio became one of the most recognizable symbols in wrestling history. The NWO logo proves something about branding and cultural timing. When everything is loud, resistance becomes radical. When everything is polished, imperfection feels authentic. And sometimes the most influential identities are not engineered by legacy. They are created in a moment.